Hello everyone, Alien Volt here, and I am playing Ghost Recon Wildlands. Now this is a new DLC that they introduced to the game, similar to the Predator DLC, where you introduce a character or a theme from another movie, or in this case a game. For those of you who don't know who Sam Fisher is, there's another Tom Clancy game called Splinter Cell, and Sam Fisher is the star of that game. He is the main character. Now, ever hear of the name Sam Fisher? No, you haven't. That's because he's the most lethal, elusive, and deceptive spy on the planet. He's infiltrated Santa Blanca's most heavily fortified camp, posing as a turncoat from a competing cartel. Fisher's objective is to access a newly delivered routes for the upcoming cocaine shipment, Santa Blanca's biggest ever. Go in, provide ground support so he can complete his mission. Remember, Fisher's a national security asset, so failure is not an option. Okay, so for the solo challenges, what we basically have to do is sneak into the camp, meet him, back him up and defend him while he's doing his thing, and then escort him out. That's pretty much it. The task force challenge we'll get into later. Let's check it out. Okay, so the mission is actually going to be in La Cruz. And after scouting La Cruz, because they didn't tell you exactly where it was going to be, where you're going to have to meet him, forward operating base Vibora, if I said that right, seemed like the most likely option, and it turned out that's exactly where it was.
Nomad, this is Matchwood.
This is Nomad. Go ahead.
I'm in position. Here are my coordinates.
Remember, don't be seen, don't be heard, and don't drop any bodies.
Alright, so the technique that worked the best for me after several different attempts of trying different methods was basically to take my time and work my way around the base before I actually enter and mark everything. Use my rebel forces and my camera to try to highlight every enemy on the map, as well as the generators, the anti-air, and the jamming device. Now, I tried going in different areas, and I ended up settling with the route that I ended up taking because I just think it worked a little bit better. It was a little bit cleaner, and it was easier to time the NPCs. I also tried shooting out lights. I mean, some of them it worked, and then other times I would, the NPC would be too close and they'd hear the shot, or they'd hear the glass break, or they'd see the light go out and it'd arouse suspicion and you'd immediately fail. So in the end, I decided to leave the lights alone. I also tried shooting out the jammer. That didn't work either. So you can't do anything to arouse suspicion. The only thing I didn't try doing was shooting out the generator, but I'm sure that that would cause the same exact situation. Any type of explosion or anything that's large and is noticed, they immediately fail because they're alerted to enemy presence. Now, the only thing that kind of sucks is that, you know, you've got to wait for the cooldown on the markings, and it's going to take about 4 markings to get the whole map. Now, there are patrols that come really close to this road, so you have to be careful too. But if you follow this fence around to where it stops, that's usually a pretty safe bet to go ahead and enter the compound. But once you start entering in, you're not going to want to run, you're going to want to crouch. Okay, as we approach the top of this hill here is a perfect opportunity to take out the alarm tower. The alarm tower is located on the helipad. You definitely want to take that out. It's vital because once you get in there and this all gets rolling, you don't want reinforcements continuously coming. So if you take that out, then they can't call reinforcements. That eliminates that option. Not that big of a deal. You definitely want to take it on this hill or down in the center of the valley, closer down, because if you get too close to NPCs, they're going to hear your shot and it ruins it. So I like taking it from over here on the top of the hill. But either way, I mean, you just have to be far enough away from this AA to take it out safely without being, you know, alerting anyone. Now, I also throw C4 over here on the AA just because originally I thought maybe I'll be taking a helicopter out of here. I didn't end up doing that for my extraction, but the helicopter is still a viable option, and because it's so much faster, it's probably a much better option to actually take if you can. I didn't choose to do that because when I got out of here, I just wanted to get out of here and get it done. But I think a helicopter is probably a much safer option if you take out the AA. Now, as long as you marked everyone, which again can take some time, I sped up this video quite a bit during those marking sessions, so that way it would kind of eliminate it but still show where I was marking. You're gonna have everyone on your map, so there shouldn't be any surprises. No one should be popping up at the last moment. Now these guys, because it's nighttime, they can't really see you very well, even under the light, surprisingly. Now I shot out all these lights before, but they alerted to me, so not a great option. Just leave them alone. They're not going to see you with them. Now, like I said, timing's pretty easy here. Once those two guards are down there, all you really have to do is worry about this last guard that's going to be walking down to this corner right here. And once he's gone, he'll walk down actually to almost where I'm at right now. And once he walks back up, it's safe to go up. So you toss up another C4 here to get rid of the jammer, so that's going to free up your drone for later use, and you're going to need it. Not only in reviving your teammates, but also taking down helicopters safely. And you can even use it for explosions if you want to. I like using it for mortar attacks when I call in the rebels and stuff.
So, you're what a ghost looks like, huh?
Who's our friend?
This is the CIA gone rogue. Stole a whole lot of serious intel out of Langley. Scuttlebutt is trying to sell it to Santa Blanca.
Santa Blanca?
Uh-huh.
If he's selling to them, what's he doing in the Unidad camp?
I'm thinking he's trying to buy protection.
Huh. Didn't work out too well for him, did it?
He got exactly what he deserved. Let's have a look what we got here. Son of a bitch.
What?
Put the Langley intel on a Unidad server. Now, I can hack this, but the problem is as soon as I open that door, we're going to have a whole lot of undesirables come looking for Dangos.
What do you need from me?
I need you up top pulling security. Look, problem is this is going to take some time. I gotta hack the server, download the Langley files, and then bleach the hard drive. Okay. Unidad shows up, you turn on that faucet.
Ooh-ah. Enemy incoming.
Right. Just keep him busy. This'll take a minute.
Alright, once this whole thing starts, you've got snipers from several different angles as well as NPCs coming up to investigate this area. And they'll kill you really quick, depending on what difficulty you play on. I play on the harder difficulties because I'm advancing my levels since I was maxed out a long time ago. So I want as many points as I can get. But you can choose to play this on an easier difficulty and probably get it done a lot easier. But on the difficulties, on the last two higher difficulties, especially extreme, you end up getting one-shotted pretty pretty easily. If not one-shotted, you'll definitely get killed in 2 hits. And these snipers do an incredible amount of damage, so you're going to want to stay back, have your guys do most of the work for you. Use rebel forces, not only as a distraction, but also as hired guns. And that's what I usually do at the very start immediately, because it just works out really well. If your teammates die, you can use the drones to revive them. You can also use the drones as EMPs or explosions to take down the helicopters. But while doing all that, you really got to pay attention to where the purple dots are, all the markers that you made, because they will sneak up on you and they'll kill you. So you got to be careful. You know, the second achievement is now done. Sam's completed his thing. But the battle's not over, and you don't want to just run out right now, because if you get shot, like I did on one of my attempts, then you fail it and you got to come back and start the whole thing over again. You just don't pick up where you left off. So the challenge starts over from step 1 in the field, marking everything, and then making your way back in to meet him, and then the battle again. So you just got to be careful. For some reason, when I switched my drone, the medic, earlier, it didn't equip it for some reason. So anyways, I had to do it again, which of course took more time and made things a little bit more tense.
I called for rebels to draw their attention. I called Pakatori for some reinforcements.
But even though I'm on the cleanup phase here, still call for your rebel reinforcements again. I use them as much as I can during these things. I use them all the time anyways. They're just really useful. Now, I was actually kind of worried when I marked this one. I was hoping that it wouldn't end up killing me inside the building, because it's pretty damn close to me. But in the end, I was safe. Now, you can also shoot these helicopters out of the sky, but it's just easier to use your drone. Then you don't take a chance of getting sniped or shot as soon as you make yourself visible through the window. Now, if you're on normal mode, it's probably not going to matter. You're not going to get killed if you get hit, but on extreme, or even the one in between normal and extreme, you're gonna die pretty quick. So it can be very frustrating having to do this over and over and over again. I think this was probably my 4th or 5th attempt by the time I actually got it done.
We'll need that chopper to stay low.
Now, like I said, I chose to drive out of here just because it was convenient. It was quicker to get into an armored vehicle. I didn't have to worry about being killed. I've still got a helicopter on me.
The team's not bad. Not as good as me. Not bad.
I might tell you you're full of shit, but I know what crybabies you sailors are. So, what's this all about?
That CIA jackass back there stole intel on a hot shit new technology. Now, he figured the cartel could use it to get its product across borders without detection. But let me tell you, it's something that's much, much more dangerous than that.
You don't know what this tech is, or you're just not telling?
What we've got here is the kind of war-fighting gadgets that'll put you and me out of business. And it's got the higher-ups sweating bullets.
Now, I do speed the video up here from 1.5, or I think it's 1.25. To 5 times the video speed, which is pretty laughable when you're watching it, but I wanted to show the route that I took with the vehicle, so that way in case anyone has a problem and they're getting killed somewhere along the road, this is just the route that I took, and I didn't really have any problems doing it. So outside of a few trees, I did hit a few trees. But this is why I said the helicopter would probably be a much safer route. I mean, you can go up as high as you want in the air, most likely avoid all enemy contact. As long as you take out that AA from the beginning, it's going to be a pretty safe bet and probably a lot quicker.
Linda, how you doing? You're looking good, real good.
It's Karen today. You look like you've clocked some miles since we last spoke.
Yeah, a few. I've heard they don't make them like me anymore. There was this other guy, though. Army infiltration. He wore a bandana or something.
Solid Snake.
I heard he finally retired.
Really?
Yep.
It's only me.
Sam,
Yeah,
you got it.
I do. I'll be delivering it personally.
I don't think she liked that.
Grim sent word.
About what?
Chairman of the Joint Chiefs says there's a possible empty quiver. I can get you airborne in 1 hour.
Really? You know, a guy once said, the price of success is hard work and dedication.
Sounded like you knew a thing or two.
Yeah.
It's good working with you, sir.
Can the sir just call me Sam? Look, you're real good at what you do. You watch your six, huh? An hour, huh?
That's right.
You got any coffee?
This is Bolivia. Of course there's coffee.
I was really hoping this wasn't the end of the DLC mission, but it really was. So outside of the community events now, this was it. But it does give you a pretty cool mask if you like it. I mean, I did wear it around, play with it a little bit. I think I like the Predator mask a little bit better just because of the fact that it switches your voice and everything along with it, but it's still a cool mask. And it's got some pretty cool features too. When you're actually utilizing it and you put it down to wear it, it actually covers your eyes. And when you take off night vision, you can see your character lift it back up and take it off, which is nice. Also, the night vision changes colors, so rather than being the green, it's kind of a light green to a whitish color, which makes people stand out a little bit better without giving you the thermal vision. So it's a pretty cool feature. I like it.
Got a tango.
Man. But like I said, I think it works pretty good. I definitely think I like it better than the green. Now, moving back onto the community challenge, you have to actually destroy, on extreme difficulty, you have to destroy 15 vehicles. And not just 15 vehicles, they have to be the military vehicles. But what you can do is you can, if you own the vehicle pack where you can spawn the armored vehicle, you can actually spawn them yourself, because it'll count because it's their vehicle. And so I cheesed it here. Now you can go attack bases if you want to, sneak in, set up C4 and destroy a bunch of vehicles on the base, and then, you know, try to run and hide or fight them. But this was just as easy to do. I just spawned in 6 here at a time, used 1 C4, blew up 6 at a time, and then it counted. So easy way to cheese the task force mission for the community.
Tango down.
So once you finish the task force mission, everyone in your task force will get a loot crate. So not bad, pretty cool, and easy enough to do, whether you want to cheese it or actually do it correctly and challenge yourself. Either way, I mean, knock yourself out. Now the last is the community challenge, and that basically is just killing a buttload of enemy forces without being noticed. So got to use a silencer. and we're mostly done, and we have, you know, 2/3 of a month left to finish, so I'm sure we'll get it. Anyways, some pretty cool things from these battle crates that you get, and well, that wraps up this video. The mission is complete. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helps you out. Like and subscribe if you want. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.